Hello, we are talking about sales stages. There's qualify, develop, validate, propose, negotiate, and close. These are example sales stages, so yours might look different from the example that I'm talking about. But again, we're going to be focusing on what the stages are about rather than the name. So this week, we're going to be focusing in on qualify. So this is the sales ops effect, where we strengthen our skills as strategic leaders to grow businesses with integrity. Qualify being the first stage. What happens before qualify? So if you are a business that uses leads, so leads different from contacts, like how it is in Salesforce, then when you're nurturing your leads through your marketing campaign, as usual, you've just got your emails going out weekly, right? Then or you've got like lead scoring and things on there. So when somebody reads an article or reads a certain amount of articles or comes to an event, they get certain points and things like that. Then those leads get warmer and warmer and warmer. And then they might reach out to you, right? So this is all before qualify. They might reach out to you, or you might see that they're really warm. So you reach out to them by call or by email, a personal written email, just to see where their head's at. And if they do seem like they're interested, like they're really, really hot, and you've got an appointment with them, like a proper appointment with them where you're sitting down and you want to be talking about things, a proper one, not just chit chat or whatever, we met at this event, la la la, an actual appointment with them, then that would be a lead conversion. Lead conversion, creating a new opportunity, and the first stage in the new opportunity would be qualify. And that's qualify with a Y, not qualified. There's a reason why I'm making that distinction. So the point of the qualify stage is to truly qualify this person that you're talking to, this business that you're talking with. And sometimes it's just going to be one-on-one, or it's going to be you and a few of them, or a few of you and a few of them. It depends what kind of business that you're running, right? And how they want to show up to the meeting. And during that appointment, you're going to truly be getting to know each other, asking them about what it is that drew them to you. What is it that they want? And ideally, you would already know some of this information from the pre-nurturing programs, the things that they've been reading, etc. But that's when the salesperson is going to be truly trying to get to know who they are, who they're working with, what kind of company that they have. Because what we want to know is whether we want to go ahead with trying to work with them. Because selling is not cheap. So the purpose of qualifying at that stage is for the salesperson to know if they want to go ahead carrying on, if they want to spend more time talking to this person, getting to know this company more. Is there something here that could potentially grow? And so what you'll hear me say a lot is the salesperson needs to qualify in or qualify out quickly. You don't want to waste time just having nice lunches and nice conversations. Sometimes qualifying takes longer depending on the kind of sales cycle that you have, the kind of business that you're in. But regardless, comparative to the rest of the cycle, the qualify stage should be quick. You qualify in, you qualify out. And it might take one call, it might take 5. But comparative to the rest of your cycle, that's what the salesperson is going in there to figure out. Is there something here that I could potentially grow? Great. The sales manager, everybody else, other people aren't involved at that stage, generally speaking, because again, selling is expensive. So you want to keep it small right at the beginning, because the qualify stage, this is the reason why it's called a funnel. At qualify, there should be tons, constantly recycling, tons coming in, tons going out. And some of those will filter through to the other stages and others won't. You qualify in and you qualify out quickly. That is okay. That is perfectly acceptable. There's a benchmark that a virtual SDR company I was speaking to the other day told me that they go with a benchmark of 50% of qualified deals make it to the next stage for them, which is pretty high for me. But bearing in mind that they work with a variety of different industries, do you know what? Well done. They've probably got very good sales development representatives that make sure that they are pre-qualifying on those pre-calls when they're tracking down people to say, hey, do you want to talk to my guy about something, right? My lady about something. They're pre-qualifying so well that the chances are half of those people will go forward and half won't. And so, yeah, 50% to me seems high, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad, right? So that's the purpose of qualify. So then how do you get from qualify to the develop stage? That's literally the salesperson saying, yeah, there's something here that I could work with. I think, based on my own understanding of the job that I'm doing, I think there's enough here that I can grow it. So therefore, I'm going to put it to develop stage. I want to spend the time working on this to put it, and I'm going to put it forward to the develop stage, right? But if the salesperson says, you know what, they're just kicking the tires, which is the saying when you're going to buy cars and whatever, and you're just looking around, but you have no intention to buy. There are people that do that for lots of reasons. They might not be ready right now, right? Then you qualify them out. You qualify them out. And this is something we will get onto in a few weeks' time. But qualifying them out can be done in lots of different ways. When I do it inside businesses, I create a third close stage. So there's a close won, close lost, and close not qualified. And close not qualified doesn't mean you lost a deal. It means that you chose to not go for the deal. So close not qualified means that the company has decided we don't want to go ahead with that. Close lost means that we lost the deal. The client decided that they don't want to go ahead with that. And they're different things. And so that's why I separate the two. In some businesses, everything is marked as a close lost, and that can be agitating to salespeople because it's just like, well, I didn't actually lose the deal. It's just that they were kicking tires. So I don't want that to be marked down on my analytics to say that I've lost all of these deals, but I've only won this amount. So that's the reason why I separate the two. So that's what qualify is. It's that initial conversations, very, small in comparison to everything else. Because like I say, you will be speaking to the client all the way through the sales cycle. You're going to be having a lot more conversations inside of the develop stage, as that's where the salesperson's really trying to figure out, okay, so we could give them this with a bolt-on of this, or we could do something like that. They might be reaching out to a subject matter expert, but we'll talk about that in develop. But qualify is that simple. Do you have a true appointment with this individual, with this company? Yes. Appointment, great. New opportunity. That's it. And so that's where you can see how you'd be looking at your conversion rates, because when you've got all of your leads and things like that, how many of them make it to a new opportunity? How many of them make it to a true appointment with this person, so that you have the opportunity to understand each other, so that your salesperson can figure out whether they actually want to go ahead with selling to this person or not. Other people aren't really involved in the qualify stage. It's just a very quick qualify in and qualify out. But you do get, when you're looking at reports and things like that, there are some deals that have been sitting in qualify for months and months and months. And again, depending on your sales cycle, but if a deal's been in qualify for that long, it's been closed lost repeatedly. That's if the person has actually been going after it. Chances are it got closed right at the beginning, months or years ago, but they just keep saying, oh yeah, but they're going to come back, they're going to come back. That's all well and good. You close not qualify this deal, and then when the client comes back, when they're ready, you raise a new deal. Otherwise, it looks like that this deal is taking hundreds of days to pass qualify. That messes up all the rest of your figures. And it's not, oh, it's going to mess up the figure, so that's what's wrong with it. You do not want salespeople spending time just updating useless numbers, because they're going to have to keep changing the close date on this imaginary deal that is never going to win if they just keep it open. Once it's closed, it's closed. You're not fiddling with it again. And then when it's time to talk to that client again, if they said, give us 6 months, then the salesperson would be putting a task into their CRM to say, cool, 6 months time, I'm going to call up Melissa and see what's going on. Then you start again. And again, that's the reason why I have a distinction between closed lost and closed not qualified, because if you really want salespeople to go after those deals, you don't want them to be afraid to close out an unqualified deal. So you give them the closed not qualified option as an option, so that you can look at the metrics with reality, showing what actually happened, right? So let me know what you think about that. Do you call that very first stage qualify, or do you call it something else? Do you have your salespeople do other things during your qualify stage, or do you have them doing less? Do you use leads and contacts or not? So let me know what you think about that first stage, and whether you've hit on something here with your own understanding of how everything's going. And also, if you haven't gotten a copy of the 6-level maturity set that I have in my library on salesopseffect.com, grab yourself a copy, because you'll get that straightforward. It helps with how to mature a sales team, because some teams do need to be starting at like level 1 and growing up, and others are more like at level 3. So grab yourself a copy of that as well, and tune in next week so that we can go through the develop sales. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please look at the list of other episodes. I'm sure there's another one that can help you. See you next time.